Hey yo, I'm back with another video, and UFC 308 is over, and it's really sad for us MMA fans, the fans of Max Holloway and Robert Whittaker. We are all crying right now, and to cope with our loss, to cope with the loss of two beloved, nicest people in the MMA circuit, in the MMA community. Uh, we are just going to organize some really good fights. That's what we are going to do. To cope with losses, we are going to organize more fights. And so this video is going to be about the necessary, about the next fights, the exciting fights that we need to see after 308. These fights, Dana White probably might be watching this video, which there is zero chance of that. But if he is, then he's going to get some good ideas from me, and he should start paying me to make these fights. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're just having fun. Um, and yes, I've got very few subscribers. Subscribe to my channel. You know the drill, and watch this video at 2 times the speed. Okay, let's start. The first fight is going to be about the champion, Ilia Topuria, El Matador, the man who knocked out Max Holloway, the first person to knock out Max Holloway. I'm only talking about mostly the winners of the fights. I'm not considering the people who lost their fights. Max and Whitaker, you might not be seeing their fights because I want them to rest. They should not worry about their next opponent. They should rather rest because Max got knocked out really bad, and Whitaker also got his jaw broken, his teeth broken. So I think he should rest. He should recover, and he should consider fighting or maybe retirement. I mean, he has achieved whatever he wanted to achieve. There is no way he's ever defeating Khamzat. If he's never defeating Khamzat, there's no point. He's not defeating DDP. He's not defeating nobody in the top of the division. Maybe Sean Strickland, but then again, after that beatdown, I don't think so. Okay. Uh, Ilia Topuria, he has called out Volkanovski. I don't think he has called out Volkanovski. The UFC made Volkanovski uh, walk into the ring and fight against and square against him so that they can make that fight next. But I don't think Volkanovski needs to fight Ilia Topuria because he's going to get knocked out worse this time. This time, probably he will get knocked out in the very first round because he has been knocked out twice, once in the first round, once in the second round, by really hard shots. One by a perfect punch by Ilia and a perfect kick by Makachev. So I don't see the point of him coming back and getting another torture. Or, this time if he loses to Ilia Topuria, then he'll keep losing to everyone else in the division and he'll retire as a loser, just like BJ Penn or some of these guys, who lose their chin. We don't want to see that. So the fight that I want to make is this guy. The most exciting fighter currently in the UFC roster, the guy who's never been in a boring fight. His last performance against Brian Ortega was also really good. Can he defeat Ilia Topuria? I don't see that, but can he give a good tough fight to Ilia Topuria? I can see that. I think Ilia might finish him in round 3, just like he did against Max. But uh, Diego Lopez has good grappling. He can keep grappling with Ilia. Diego Lopez's ability to fight from the back, that is, when he's on the bottom, he can go for triangles, he'll go for arm bars, he'll go for God knows whatever. He'll try to take your back when you're on the ground with him. So there is a good possibility that he might give Ilia Topuria some trouble. I'm not very high on him, but yes, there is a possibility. That's all I'm trying to say. And no one else in the division kind of deserves it. For me right now, this fight makes the most sense, and he's ranked number 3 or number 2 in the division. Volk has already lost. I don't think there is anybody who deserves it more than Diego Lopez. Some people are going to say, you know what, Volk deserves it more. Well, Volk does not deserve to get beaten up by Ilia once more. That's it. You might really hate Volk. That's a different thing. But he needs to recover, and he's getting old, man. The dude is like 36, 37. Ilia is whatever. He is like 28. So, yeah, I don't want to see that happening. Okay. The next fight. Khamzat Chimaev, the man of the hour. I think he had a breakout performance. He's already a star. People care about him. People know about him. They talk about him. So after his fight against Robert Whittaker, people are going to take seriously. They're going to take him seriously. Who should he fight next? He should fight the winner of DDP versus Strickland, or maybe he should fight for the belt directly against DDP. And I actually see him defeating DDP. If DDP, I don't know, but then again, it's Dricus Du Plessis. One thing I know about Du Plessis is never count him out. Everybody has counted him out in almost all of his fights, but he has always been able to somehow get the win. So even in this fight, I'm not going to bet against him. I don't bet, but I'm not going to be like, hey, DDP is going to lose this really easy. No, there is always a way that somehow Du Plessis just finds a way to win the fight. He did it against Whitaker. He did it against Adesanya. He did that against Strickland. And of course, DDP versus Strickland, that'll be a good fight. I'm hoping this time he finishes Strickland. He makes a solid win, solid case that he wins that fight, because the last fight was a 50-50. So hopefully this time we get a clear-cut winner. We get a decisive winner, that who's better, DDP or Sean Strickland. So Khamzat Chimaev versus the winner of DDP versus Sean Strickland makes the most sense. And yeah, if Strickland wins, I think I think Khamzat will win that easily. I think he'll do better against Strickland than he'll do against DDP, because DDP can grapple. Strickland can get back up, but I don't know how good his defense is. But as far as power is concerned, yeah. But if Strickland can survive, then he'll definitely do something. But who knows? Who knows? We'll see. I'm just making the fights happen. We'll see what happens. Okay. Um, Now the most straightforward matchup to make is about this man, Magomed Ankalaev. The dude is on a 13 or I don't know. He's not like on a 13 or a 12 fight winning streak. He deserves the title shot right now more than anybody else in the entire UFC, just like Bilal deserved it. And Bilal proved that he's better than Leon Edwards by slamming Leon Edwards on his head. I think Magomed Ankalaev, he should fight against Alex Pereira for the UFC Undisputed Light Heavyweight Championship. Alex Pereira should fight against Magomed Ankalaev. This fight needs to happen. There is nobody in the division that deserves it more than Magomed Ankalaev. The dude is on a 13 or a 14 fight winning streak. He has given some really good knockouts as well. He knocked out Johnny Walker. I think who else did he knock out? I forgot. I don't care. But him versus Alex Pereira does make a good fight, in my opinion, because Ankalaev can grapple. It'll be interesting to see if he will decide to grapple against Alex Pereira. A lot of people decide to strike against Alex Pereira and they end up getting knocked out. Let's see. It'll be interesting to see if Magomed Ankalaev is going to follow that path of just striking with Alex Pereira, because he's a good striker. He did some good striking against Alexander Rakic, but if Rakic and Pereira would have fought, I think Pereira would have knocked out Rakic. I think he would have knocked out Alexander Rakic. But in that fight, Magomed Ankalaev was the striker. He was doing better striking. It was actually Rakic who wanted to grapple with Ankalaev. He was able to defend the takedowns easily. So I'm going to go with, I'm not going to do any prediction, but this is the fight that we need to see. This is the fight they need to make. Dana, make this fight. Hunter, Dana, Sean Shelby, Mick Maynard, whoever is watching this, you need to make this fight. The fans, the casuals, the hardcores, everybody want to watch this fight, because they will do some striking. That's it. Okay, let's move to the fourth fight. Who else was there? Leron Murphy, the featherweight contender. Who should he fight next? I was thinking he should fight the man he actually called out. That is Josh Emmett. I don't know what is Josh Emmett ranked right now. He's probably in the top 6, top 7. His last fight was a devastating knockout of Bryce Mitchell. I think he should fight against Leron Murphy has already called out Josh Emmett, and he has said, where is Josh Emmett? Yes, where is Josh Emmett? I think he last fought probably last year. I think it was December last year when he came and just knocked out Bryce Mitchell. He knocked him out clean, and that was a really bad knockout. And I don't know if Bryce Mitchell has recovered from that knockout. I think he has. Who knows? But in this fight, I don't know. I think Leron Murphy, he has to be like really, really careful against Josh Emmett, because Leron Murphy was getting tagged by Danny Gay, and Danny Gay hits hard. But I think Josh Emmett hits harder than Danny Gay. But also Josh Emmett is he's going to just spam overhand rights, and he's a good grappler. He's not exactly a great grappler. but I can see Leon Murphy winning this fight. But it'll be an interesting fight. If he defeats Josh Emmett, then he can fight somebody in the top five, maybe like a Yair Rodriguez, Brian Ortega, or maybe Arnold Allen. I can see him doing that. But for now, I think Leon Murphy versus Josh Emmett makes a lot of sense. That was a good call out, in my opinion. Sharaputin Magomed Sharipov. Is that Nurmagomedov? What is his full name? I don't even know what his full name. Sharaputin. I'm gonna call him Sharabullet. Sharabullet, the one night pirate, the one night the Russian Bisping. He has called out Israel Adesanya. I don't think Israel Adesanya is going to take that fight, and I don't think UFC is going to give him that fight because Izzy is still a really big star. Let us be very honest about it. He's not as popular that he was at one point of time, but still among the active middleweights, he's pretty popular. He's pretty popular. He should fight against this man, Jack Hermanson. I don't know where is Jack Hermanson. I think he last fought against Joe Piper, and he schooled Joe Piper. I think that is where he was. And I think he should fight against Sharaputin. I don't know where they make this fight happen. Most probably somewhere in Middle East or somewhere in Europe where Dana can find a way to make sure that he's allowed to fight, that Sharapullet is allowed to fight because he has only one eye. The American commissions, a lot of the state commissions are not going to allow him to fight because he has only one eye. So that'll be a very big problem. So it'll be interesting because Jack Hermanson, unlike most of the other fighters that he has fought, is a better grappler. Like Bruno Silva was able to take Sharaputin, I believe, but Jack Hermanson is a much better grappler than Bruno Silva. Also, Sharaputin can knock out Jack Hermanson. That can also happen. Jack Hermanson is like 40 years old. I don't know how old he is, and he's someone that the UFC is trying to, they're not really very keen on seeing Jack Hermanson win. So let's see what happens. I think Sharaputin should fight against Jack Hermanson, or maybe he should fight against Roman Dolidze, somebody who's above him. So it'll be interesting. I think that is what makes more sense for Sharaputin. He had a really good knockout, by the way. A really good knockout. I liked it. Who else was there? Jeff Neal was there, right? I don't want to make any fights for Jeff Neal. Okay. This dude, Matthews Robeski. He had a really good fight against Miek Tegorelba. I have not been able to watch the complete fight because it is really difficult for me to find that fight. I don't live in America, and the place where I watch my fight, that entire application, that entire website is like weird. They charge you money and yet they do not show you the fights without ads. Imagine you're watching a fight and there is an ad in between. How horrible does it feel? Imagine someone is trying to land a punch and then boom, there is an ad. Horrible services. Even after paying, I should have just whatever. Mateusz Rebecki, I think he should fight against John Silva. I think that's his name. He is also a really good fighter. And I think they both will do good work. They both are strikers. I was thinking that Mateusz Rebecki should fight against Drew Dober or somebody, but I want to see him fight against someone interesting. John Silva is above him in the rankings. Drew Dober is probably below him. How old is Rebecki? I think he's like 32, 33. Him versus John Silva will be a good fight in my opinion. I think they're both going to stand and bang. John Silva is a good striker. He likes to bang. He likes to strike. So I think this will be a good fight. This will be an entertaining fight. Also, Miek Tegorelba, I don't know who he's going to fight next, but the dude, like he had a really bad eye. That is going to leave a mark. So yeah, Mateusz Rebecki versus John Silva in my opinion. Okay, let's go. Let's get it quick. Who else? I said this is done. Yep. Abuz Magomedov. He choked out his opponent. I don't know who his opponent was. I don't remember. But he should fight against this dude who recently fought and lost to Anthony Hernandez because they both seem to have a bit of cardio issue. Abuz also lost to someone. Who did he lose to? Did he lose to? I forgot. He lost to someone. I don't exactly remember. He lost to Strickland, then he lost to someone else, and then he probably won a fight, but he choked out his opponent. Him versus Michel Pereira would be a really good fight because in the first round they will both come guns blazing, and from second round onwards it'll be a snooze fest probably, but somebody will get finished in the first round. I'm hoping for that, and that'll be an entertaining fight. Okay, I think these are the fights that the UFC should make after trio 8. The most important ones are going to be Ilia Topuria versus Diego Lopez. Khamzat Chimaev versus the winner of DDP Strickland, or Khamzat Chimaev versus DDP right now. Not right now exactly. Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira, the most important one, the most straightforward fight to make. Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira for the UFC undisputed light heavyweight championship. Leron Murphy versus Josh Emmett. It's a good fight. Sharaputin versus Jack Hermanson, good fight. But yeah, I guess that's it from today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, then drop a like and please share this video to your friends and family and subscribe to my channel. I've got very few subscribers. And peace out.